And when you are a house flipper in a chaotic renovation, every time your phone rings, it is just dollar signs. And those dollar signs are dollars leaving your wallet. Being a house flipper is a fantastic career, and it's a whole lot of fun, especially at the beginning. But eventually, every house you buy becomes a measurable drain on your personal time, your time with your family, and your brain space. And I wanted something better than that. I wanted to find a way to create systems that could take me out of the trenches and put me into the towers. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to the Rossa systems that revolve around our jobs menu, that live inside of what we call our blocks and phases. And at the end of the video, I'll show you how to apply this to your flip project or any flip project that you'll have going on in the future. And so I tried a lot of different things. And as soon as I removed myself from the field and into the office and I started to contract out all of the different projects that we had going on, I would get some crazy phone calls. I mean, I remember getting a phone call from an electrician saying, hey, we're gonna have to tear down all this drywall to be able to run the electrical that you contracted us to do. And I was like, what do you mean the drywall? We gutted this house. It should be just bare walls. And sure enough, the other contractor that we had hired on that project had already completed the drywall, put the paint in, put the floors in, and we had to go back and tear down the whole thing. And so how does something like that happen? Well, it happens, and it happens all the time. And when you are a house flipper in a chaotic renovation, every time your phone rings, it is just dollar signs. And those dollar signs are dollars leaving your wallet. What do you do to prevent that? How do you make these investments truly passive investments? And that's what I have been trying to figure out. And that's why I put together the Rossa systems. I would listen to new builders talk about their process and the different lots that they were buying. And truly, I would get jealous because thinking about the processes that they could have, how they could buy a lot for a known price, they could go in and excavate it, pour their footings, put in their foundation, all for a known price before they even started. They could have people who did foundations lined up on 3, 4, 5, 10 houses in a row, and then the framers come in right behind them, and then so on and so forth. And I wanted that, but I wanted that for flip houses and renovations because I believe strongly that that is the better game. I have a whole list of reasons why I would always choose house flipping over new building, but that's for a whole different video. For now, it's safe to say it's all about being conservative. It's all about base hits over home runs. What did I want that new builders have? I want a process. I want systems, because systems equal delegation. Delegation equals freedom, and freedom is passive income. Therefore, systems equal passive income. And that's what we're here to do. Yes, it's fun to be on active projects, it's fun to be in the trenches, but ultimately as investors, we need to become passive investors. We need to be able to do projects and it not steal away from our personal lives. The first thing that I did when I set out to figure out how to make this chaotic thing more organized is I went out and I looked at every software that I could find online for construction companies. And what I found is that they're all built for new builders and construction companies that work with customers, but that's not us at all. And truly, the types of houses that you buy off market have so much more variable than a house that somebody's currently living in. We have to create a system that truly expects the unexpected.
Worry about it. All you have to do is follow 3 simple rules. 1, never underestimate your opponent. Expect the unexpected.
The first thing that you need to understand is our hierarchy and our language. Let's take an example of 123 Main Street, a flip house that you just bought. Well, that's a project. And inside of every project lives 6 phases. And inside of each phase lives certain blocks. So there's 2 to 4 blocks in every single phase. And they're always the same blocks with the same names. And inside of each one of those blocks live jobs. And those are the same jobs in the same blocks, in the same phases for every single project. And inside of every job are tasks or details. So let's take an example to help you understand. So we have 123 Main Street, and inside of 123 Main Street is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, 4, 5, and 6. Inside of each phase are certain blocks. So let's take phase 2, for example. Inside of phase 2 lives 2 blocks, one of them being the gauntlet. Inside of the gauntlet lives the same jobs for every project. And now let's take a job, for example, the plumbing rough-in. Inside of that plumbing rough-in lives tasks. So the task that we set for this specific project is to run a new 2-inch line for laundry. Now this is an all-weather approach. As you look at each one of these blocks and the jobs within them, you may think, well, if I moved this job to here, it would be more efficient for some specific project. And that is very true. As you become more advanced, you'll learn about audibles and sub-chunking, but for now, we use this all-weather approach, the base of our program, which will help us make sure that we achieve 3 things. And those 3 things are no dropped balls. We leave everything in front of us all the time. 2, we never go upstream. We never get ourselves in the situation where we put the drywall on and we forgot the electrical. And 3, we have a repeatable process, something that we can apply to every house that we buy. You may be asking, why do we even have the blocks? Couldn't we just have the jobs inside of each one of these phases? Well, the purpose for the blocks is so that we can create some time and price efficiency by having jobs running in conjunction with each other, or running blocks in conjunction with each other. Let's take phase 4 as an example. This one actually has 4 blocks. We have the kitchen block, the bathroom block, the carpentry block, and the exterior block. Now, what we could do is we could have a different contractor doing the kitchen block, a different contractor doing the bathroom block, a different contractor for the carpentry, and a whole different one for the exterior block. And those blocks really don't run into each other. And so you could actually have all 4 of those blocks happening in conjunction with each other to create a time efficiency. Now, you may decide that you're just gonna have one contractor do all of those things, which is a move that you may make for other reasons. To utilize the system most effectively, you really have to understand the jobs menu. Once again, each of these jobs live in the same block, in the same phase for each one of these projects. But the job also has the details for what tasks need done for that specific job, and also, as you'll learn later, pricing units like man days, or a budget, or square feet, or linear feet, also the prices for that. And what we do is we use the jobs menu to set up the scopes of work or the budgets for every single project that we do. If you watch some of our other videos, you'll see us actually use the jobs menu to set up our scope of work or budget, same thing. Now this is the most basic setup. This is the all-weather approach. Now, as you learn more about our systems, you'll learn how to audible and how to what we call sub-chunk to create the most price and time efficiency. But for now, this will make sure that you don't get yourself in trouble. As you become an expert in this process, you'll be able to use some of those more advanced techniques. So hit the subscribe button and check out some more of our videos.